Now, I know I coach at a suburban school, but if Rennie comes up here and gives me like a wet willy on the side, we're going to town, Rennie. We're going to fist fight right here, right here. Thank you, committee. Thank you for choosing me to be up here today. I'm absolutely, completely humbled. Rennie, I have to apologize. I know when I first got inducted, there was just, honestly, I turned 50 last year. I knew I was stepping down. My youngest son was going to college, and then Rennie calls me up about this, and I wasn't thrilled. Yeah, like, how much change can a guy take in 1 year? But he would ask me for stuff, and I just wasn't cooperative, I guess would be the word. And then, you know, when you turn 50, we all know what you have to do. You have to get a colonoscopy. So, yes, I'm going to start this with the colonoscopy because I need everyone's attention because they've been here for a long time. So, it's dreadful. It's a Monday. Get it done. Mike Dean was up here. I can go here. I can go here. I brought these glasses. I would have brought my sunglasses because Mike was here. And the day, I'm a fifth grade teacher, and I go through the process. We all know it's horrible. And the next day I get in the class, got 900 things going on. I get a text. It's Rennie LaRue. Tony, I need a 2-page about what basketball has meant to you. It was at that moment that I realized a colonoscopy wasn't that bad. And if I had to choose between that text and the colonoscopy, I'm going colonoscopy. But in all seriousness, thank you, Rennie. It turned out to be great timing because when you're coaching, you're going forward. You're not looking backward. And I'm not coaching, and I've had time to look backward. I've had time to look at this journey, and I started to write down stuff. And honestly, when Rennie sent me that text, I fired back a 2-page essay real fast about coaching. I don't know if it was perfect, but it was from my heart, and it was me. I had my right-hand man, Paul Yatto, look at it, further just the errors, and I sent it to him. And it turns out that, like, reflecting upon your career, which I've been very fortunate to have, is a really great thing. And then I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to say tonight? What message am I going to give? What am I going to tell all these people? It's a little overwhelming, it's a little intimidating, but I've been here before. I've run my banquets, and they're 3.5 hours long, but I promise you it will not be that long from me. And I said, you know what? I'm struggling with this. I'm just going to, after school one day, I said, I'm just going to look at some quotes. I love motivational quotes. I love videos. My family, who we get in a car, I'm usually putting on videos of motivational stuff. They hate it. I love it. And it's almost like I didn't find the quotes. The quotes found me because I found 4 quotes real fast. And they all meant something to me. Quote number 1, strength doesn't come from what you can't do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. So I'm not going to take you through my entire life story, but there's one vivid story, and I love stories. I've been sitting here for a couple hours listening to people. Johnny Lee, I'm looking at you right now, and your story. Man, I've coached against you from years I had no idea. And God, I just feel sorry for people who don't get touched by that. And there are people who don't. There are people who don't get inspired. I've been blessed with that. I watch motivational videos all the time and hear people's stories just touching to me. And I have a story, and I'll try to convey it to you real short because I know there's a time limit. And I don't want to fight Rennie LaRue up here because I'll win. I'll kick his butt. He knows I will. I came up here years ago, and we lived in Daytona, Florida. My parents got split. It was like a life-changing moment. And I'm a kid. I'm 8 years old. And all of our crap went in like plastic bags, Glad plastic bags. We took a Greyhound bus up here, my sisters, my mother, and myself. Threw everything on the bus. Everything was here. And I'm telling you, if I close my eyes, I don't remember a ton of stuff about my childhood. But if I close my eyes, I can still smell the bus terminal. I can still hear the brakes being released from the bus. And when we got to New York, Jay-Z wasn't playing. Okay? Concrete jungle where dreams are made of wasn't where we landed. We landed at the Skylane Motel on Central Ave. Raise your hand if you've ever seen the Skylane in Central Ave. It's been condemned. It's not a great place. And we had one room, second floor on the left. I remember that. And as a little 8-year-old, my brain I was all over, man. I struggled. So, Elisha Kill Elementary School, 3rd grade, and we get into the classroom, and we had moved around a little bit. I'd been to a lot of elementary schools, and this 3rd grade teacher somehow, some way, looked at me, hair probably sticking up all over the place, brains fried, and says, hey, I think that guy would be a good kid to go down to the office and speak and say the Pledge of Allegiance to the entire school. That teacher should have lost tenure that moment, okay? Horrible idea, horrible idea. So I go down there. What am I going to say? No. I go down there, grab the mic. This is when they start doing the AV stuff. This is late 70s. Grab the mic. I pledge allegiance to the flag, and freaking I forgot all of it. I think I blacked out. I don't know what the hell happened, but I could not remember anything. Now, mind you, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade. That's 180 days. That's about 500 times I've said the damn thing. Nothing. Okay, I was devastated. What kind of loser can't remember the Pledge of Allegiance? That's where I was at. Okay? I'll save you the suspense. I had to repeat 3rd grade. I failed 3rd grade. Failed 3rd grade. Now, I know my tribe. Thomas, I'm so proud of you. I'm almost certain you would have cupped your hand and said, Dad, I knew it. That doesn't shock me at all. I know the guy failed 3rd grade. Okay? But I did. So quote number 2. Okay? Because this is a question that's been on my mind since Rennie called me. How the hell did I get here? How am I standing here with you guys? And I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart, my head, every fiber. I've been here twice. I saw Greg Kubek get inducted. I was a Shen coach. I saw my father-in-law get inducted. Tremendous player, played at Wake Forest. Okay? Rennie had told me when I went there, I showed up at that event, said, hey, you're inducting your father-in-law. Thank you, Rennie, okay, for the heads up, okay? People in the family call him Gator. No pressure. Quote number 2. Anything is possible when you have the right people there to support you. Anything is possible when you have the right people there to support you. I've been lucky my entire life. I don't know how it happened, but I've been lucky. My entire life, I've had people in my life to support me. I mean, I got 47 people sitting at a table for 8. I split a meal with 3 people. And it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I got everybody here to support me. I've always been lucky. Kyle O'Brien, I played ball with, he got me competitive, gave me a love of basketball, taught me how to survive, using competitiveness and not settling. Coach Joss, and I won't even go on about it because he hates when I start talking about it. Coach Jay was my high school coach. He was a father figure when I needed him most. Which meant I hated his guts most of the time in high school. He had all these rules I had to follow. I'd have to follow rules. He had quotes like, the midnight air is poison. What? I thought it meant wear a coat if you're going to go partying after 12. We had Bartles and James wine coolers in the cemetery of Waterford. I bundled up. I wore a scarf. I didn't know it meant go to bed before 12. I failed 3rd grade, Coach. You didn't know that? Read the binder when it got to Waterford. I failed 3rd grade. Then I get to Shen. Talk about support. I got Connie. Connie doesn't need the last name. She's a famous scorekeeper. She's like Madonna, Prince. Nobody needs a last. I don't know her last name. I've introduced her. I don't know her last name. She's famous. I had Joe Murphy, one of the best coaches in the state, sharing an office. I had an administration who had my back as long as I was willing to be mentored. Mentored means you make mistakes, they correct you, and you say, I'll change. That's what mentoring means. It's not tough. I screwed up. I admit it. Thank you for pointing it out to me. I'm going to change. And I had Chris Cullen and Dr. Robinson who had my back, and I was smart enough to say, I screwed up. I'm willing to change. I had that for 16 years at Shen. Coaching staff, we had two themes that ran through the program. One, not working hard. Unacceptable. Not working hard is unacceptable. We're going to have our season. We're going to finish our season. 2 weeks off. We'll start a spring season. 2 weeks off. We'll start summer season. 2 weeks off. We'll start fall season. 2 weeks off. We'll start the regular season. 16 years, never stops. Not working hard, some said unacceptable, ran through. Two, second theme. You are lucky to be a Shen. You are lucky to be a Shen. Period, end of conversation. Shen isn't lucky to have you. Starts with me, dwindles down. You have those two things down, you're part of our program. If you don't, you're not. How simple is that? KISS, keep it simple, stupid. What it is, man. It's the way we had it. Players, they all bought into that. All of them. I'm so fortunate. I'm looking at my players right here. I love them. They're not players. They're family. Justin Barnett, our first babysitter. Devin spilled crap in his car. My son Jake locked him out of the house all the time. I don't know what happened, but Chris and I would go out on a Friday and they'd be alive. It's all good. We come home, watch Friday Night Lights. Start off about football and start out about like the linebacker sleeping with the quarterbacks, like girlfriend. Like it turned out to be a little immature or a little too mature for 8-year-olds, but we survived. Josh Koopman, friend, brother, older son, all that stuff. Okay, Matt Miner, assistant coach at Siena, couldn't be more proud. Okay, absolutely. It's amazing what players can become in your life. But it's not just about the players that become part of your family. I accept this honor on behalf of maybe the players that didn't get my met. Maybe I screwed up with. Maybe I pressed the wrong buttons. Maybe I didn't handle situations the way I should have. We all make mistakes. I accept this on all those players who maybe don't, when they left Shen, didn't want to see my face again. I accept it on their behalf. They're great players. We heard about Kevin Herter. Unbelievable player. Great player. But I'm not proud of Kevin because of his new contract. I'm not proud of Kevin because he plays for the Hawks. I'm proud of Kevin because he still represented everything that we preached. And he was brought up right by Tom Herter. Tom and Aaron Herter. Can we have a round of applause for Tom and Aaron Herter, for goodness sake? 4 kids who've touched Shenendehowa basketball, 2 daughters, 2 sons, and they do it the right way. We've been blessed, absolutely blessed, Capital District and Shenendehowa. And Tom, I know you would have loved to come up here. Tom's going to introduce me tonight. You know, Ted made it up. That's okay. Don't feel bad. Some guys are tougher than others, Tom. What do you want me to tell you? Sorry. Quote number 3. All right, first of all, Chris DZIKAS. Chris DZIKAS and I have been divorced for several years, and yet she's here tonight, so I deserve to be in the multiple Hall of Fame to pull that off. But us being divorced doesn't diminish the role that she played in me being here tonight. We have had kind of like a Forrest Gump and Jenna relationship in the fact that we've been involved in each other's lives through all the stages, and our latest stage has been co-parenting, which, based on our result, we've done a bang-up job. Which leads me to quote number 3. Fathering is not something perfect men do, but something that perfects a man. When the boys were young, Chris gave a book. And in that book, there was a section that said, how you feel about parenting. And at this point, I was probably late 20s, and I started writing in the book. I'm fine. I'm not nervous. I will always be there for my sons. I will do a good job. I was very cocky. I was very confident. I had a bachelor's degree. I had a master's degree. I knew the Pledge of Allegiance. So I was ready to roll, and it was super naive. I will tell you, there's coaching, Rennie, I'm telling you. There's parenting, and then there's coaching kids who you parent. I signed up for the hardest. And I will tell you this, and I'll end on this. Based on a result, although I made a ton of mistakes, I couldn't be more proud. And I'll say this to my son, Jake and Devin, my sons, Jake and Devin. Every day, I walk around and I'm super proud because of the young men that you've turned out to be. It's been the greatest accomplishment of my life. And because I look at you, and I spend time with you, and I feel that pride, I get to feel proud of myself as a father, which is the most important. And for that, I can never thank you enough. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rennie. Thank you, everybody. I thought you were